Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of Wonderment in Death by J.D. Robb, performed by Susan Ericksen. I shall not commit the fashionable stupidity of regarding everything I cannot explain as a fraud. Carl Jung. We're all mad here. Lewis Carroll. Chapter 1. The dead were his business. Over the years, he'd built a tidy fortune, though it was never enough, never quite enough, exploiting the dead and those who loved them. He loved his work, reveled in it, and all the bright and shiny things his efforts amassed. But over and above the profit, or at least running through the dollars and euros and pounds, was sheer glee. A man who didn't laugh himself sick 7 times a day didn't know how to live. One of his greatest amusements, and in truth he had so many, but one of his greatest, was when the time came around to turn the living into the dead. That time had come around for Darlene Fitzwilliams, she of the ebony hair and haunted blue eyes. Such a pretty creature. He'd thought so on their first acquaintance, and had thought the same a number of times over the past 5 months. He might have kept her longer, as he did love pretty things, but she had committed the greatest sin. She'd begun to bore him. She sat now in the cluttered, colorful parlor of his cluttered, colorful house, as she had once every week for 4.5 months. She called him Dr. Bright, one of his many names, and as false as all the rest. "Dr. Bright," she said after sipping the tea he always provided, "I had a terrible argument with my brother this afternoon. It was my fault. I missed an important appointment with the lawyers regarding the estate. I just forgot. I was distracted, knowing I'd be coming here, and I forgot. Marcus was so upset and impatient with me. He doesn't understand, Dr. Bright. If I could just explain—" Bright lifted his dark, dramatic eyebrows. "What did your father say, dear?" "He said it wasn't time." She leaned forward, all that hope and faith, and how
Sample complete. Ready to continue?